Kaylor said, I'm trying to be like PPG. I'm trying to get the attention that PPG is getting. So you know what? You all want the drama? I'm bringing it.
Kay Unscripted, no teeth restricted. In this journey, watch our stories unfold.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kay and this is Kay Unscripted. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be recapping Love Island USA Beyond the Villa. If you have no idea what Beyond the Villa is about, it's basically season 6 cast members showing what their life has been like since leaving Fiji. Now, before we get into all the details of this episode, please go ahead and do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about this episode. So we get a glimpse of the season 6 Islanders when they came into the villa, to the finale, and then to the reunion. It's now a year later and the episode begins at JaNa and Kenny's apartment. Serena comes to visit. She tells them that Cordell is not with her because he is in Dallas. If you didn't know, Serena and Cordell were the winners of Love Island USA Season 6, and she said that he's always had an interest in acting, and so she's been a supportive girlfriend. She says she has separation anxiety because she cannot sleep when her man isn't around, and I'm just like, I know that's right. I am the same way with my husband. We have never been apart from each other since we've been married. But even when he's working late, he'll be like, baby, go to sleep. And I'm just like, I cannot do it. I cannot sleep until my baby comes home and he's next to me. I don't care what y'all say. Call me spoiled, but I definitely felt her on that. Now, JaNa goes to sit on Serena's lap. And she's like, I'll be your Cordell, and tell me why the lounge chair literally fell. That was really funny. I love JaNa. She and that big old butt of hers. Oh my god. Now on the other side of town, Liv, Kaylor, Connor, and Kendall. You're like, almost forgot Kendall. They're having lunch together, and I forgot how loud and annoying Kaylor was. Why is she cussing so much? Anyways, I'm still not a fan of Connor. I don't know what he's doing here, but he's here. Anyways, Kaylor is saying how she's single and wants to have a hot girl summer. She's here for a good time, not a long time. Liv says in her confessional that she lived with Kaylor for a while, but now she's doing a lot better. She's doing her own thing. Now, was it me or did it seem like Kaylor was a little bit salty that Liv got cuffed up? Plus, Kendall has already met this guy, but Kaylor hasn't. To me, there was just too much emphasis on us having a hot girl summer, and now you have a man. It is what it is, girl. Back at JaNa and Kenny's apartment, JaNa was telling Serena about Liv's boyfriend. She was literally about to spill the tea on who Liv is dating, and Kenny had to check her real quick. Kenny's like, you're not supposed to say that. So then Leah and Miguel joined them and PPG back on top. They FaceTime Cordell and it was all giggles and laughter catching up with each other. So they talk about this Love Island summer party that they're going to, and Leah was like, is there anyone we don't want to see? And JaNa was like, yeah, I hate that dude. And of course she's talking about Connor. She says the window for him to apologize has been closed. So at this point, there's no need to talk to Connor, and I agree. She didn't even know they had an issue until Connor started calling her fake, and we all saw the way he treated JaNa. That was very much unwarranted. So I'm definitely with JaNa on that. I don't want to see him either, but he's here and we're just going to have to tolerate it. Back with the other group, Connor is saying he doesn't know if JaNa still wants to chew his head off. And he said he does want to clear things up with her. Now, you've had a whole year to do so, and you haven't. But okay, Connor. Then they get to talking about Kendall's ex, Nicole. Connor says that he was stuck in an elevator with her, and she said she still loved Kendall. Kendall was kind of surprised and taken aback by this. He says that he hasn't spoken to Nicole since the reunion aired. He's saying he didn't have a backbone, and Liv was like, don't say that. Now Kendall is definitely not innocent because we saw how he did the girls in the villa and all the things that came out about him too. But Kayla somehow felt like she can relate to that situation with her ex Aaron. She said she's nervous to see him. Apparently he blocked her. Now when a guy blocks you, what did you do, Kayla? She's saying he's a great guy and she loves him. Baby, she wants that man back. But if you love him so much, go be with him. Because that's what you did anyways after everyone was telling you what the man was doing. You wasn't trying to hear him out. You still stayed with him. But anyways, Aaron is on the phone with his grandparents. Then we see Connor goes to visit him. Aaron says that after the reunion, he had to go be with his family because the reunion was a lot for him. He shares with Connor that it felt good to unplug from the internet for a while because he was being flooded with so many hate comments and all he wanted to do was sleep. So it kind of seemed like Aaron was going through depression at some point, and I'm glad he got the help that he needed to navigate all the backlash that he received. Now, I never understand why fans of the show go to such extremes. For me, it's just ridiculous to be going to the extreme. Yes, we may not necessarily like some of the things that we see, but to be sending death threats and all of those kinds of things to people, like, that is too much. We saw the same things happening again this season with a bunch of Huda fans going in on Shelly and Olandria. Y'all, please stop doing that. That's not cool. Anyways, Connor shares that he is seeing someone that he doesn't really want to share right now. Aaron says that he doesn't know how he feels about seeing Kayla. The last time they spoke, she wanted to meet up and he said he doesn't think it's a good idea. We're definitely going to be seeing Aaron saying the same thing again to Kayla. And for me, I'm just like, Kayla, move on. Leave that man alone. Now, Kayla's on the phone with her dad. She's telling him how nervous she is to see Aaron, and she's also upset with Liv. Apparently, Liv's boyfriend had a birthday party, which Liv told Kayla was cancelled, only for her to wake up the next day to see on Kendall's Snapchat that there was indeed a party, or at least Liv and Kendall were out together in what appeared to be a party. Her dad tells her, oh, she's had the opportunity to be your friend, but if she wants to be an associate, treat her like one. And I did not like that at all. I didn't like what her dad said to her because it could be a simple misunderstanding, which we're going to find out about later. Of course, I'd feel how Kayla feels, but at the same time, if you said you're going to go to bed, I'm thinking Liv is probably thinking as well, I'm not going to bother her or wake her up and ask her to come out because she said she's just going to take a bath and go to bed. Now, instead of jumping to conclusions, maybe check in with your friend first instead of having your dad give you some terrible advice about your quote-unquote best friend. Kayla is really upset about it that Liv has a man and she's also hanging out with Kendall too. She automatically thinks that because Liv stayed with her, she owes her something. And I hate when people reproach you after helping you or doing something nice for you, because if you do something for someone with a genuine heart, there's no reason to bring it back up if life has changed or things have been different. Because let's be real, was Liv in her feelings the whole time you had a man when you were with Aaron and she was single and you were all about your man? No. But now you're making some ish about you and I don't like it. Her dad tells her she needs to let Liv know where she stands with her. And of course she starts crying, saying that she prioritizes her friendships more than people do when it comes to her. Now it's the day of the event. We're in JaNa and Kenny's building. Apparently they live next door to each other. They don't live together. Kenny says it's important for them both to have their own space. And from there, they're going to figure out their living situation if they're going to decide to live together. JaNa says she wants to check on Aaron because everyone needs forgiveness. That's kind of how she said it. And when she said that, it was like she was trying to convince even herself that it was a good idea to reach out to Aaron. Kenny says, okay, he needs forgiveness, but not Connor. She's like, who? I don't know who that is. JaNa wants nothing to do with Connor. Kenny says he does plan on talking to him at the party, and he asks her if she would like to do the same. She's like, why? He said, well, you just cannot be in the same space with someone and not speak to them. And she's like, yeah, you can. He said, well, just a little dap. She's like, oh, so you want to dap the up? That's crazy. Now, it's funny and all, but at the same time, if she doesn't want to have a conversation, if Connor, then just let it be. Aaron and Connor are riding together. They're talking about who they're excited to see and who they're not so excited to see. Connor says he didn't know he and Kenny had issues, but apparently Kenny unfollowed him, and they're speculating that maybe JaNa asked him too. Now, one thing about me, if you beefing with me, my husband is beefing with you too, period. That's just how we rule, okay? Anyways, Miguel and Leah are on their way to the event. He's saying how he's so excited to learn how to ride a horse. We all know Leah loves her some animals, okay? They also talk about seeing people they haven't seen in a minute, specifically Aaron and Taylor. She doesn't think it would be a good idea for these two to rekindle any kind of relationship, is what Leah is saying. Then there's a little tea on Liv and Kendall. Apparently, when Liv came in as a bombshell during the time of them being in the villa, he said that Liv was his type. We even got a flashback of that, and now they call each other brother and sister. So everyone's trying to kind of figure out what's the tea on these two. Do they really like each other, or are they just, putting up a facade? So Liv and Kendall, they actually come together to the event, and they're talking about how the night is going to go. Liv saying how grateful she is for Kaylor and her family and for all that they did for her. She's calling Kaylor her sister, and Liv has no clue that Kaylor is feeling some type of way about her, and they're beefing. But over at Kaylor's apartment, she's literally dragging Liv with her friend. She's saying how nervous she is to see Aaron. Apparently, everyone's telling her how hot he looks, and she said usually she would talk to Liv about these things, but she all of a sudden cannot trust Liv. She said that Liv is dishonest about a lot of things. So there's this story. Apparently, they work with a brand together, which gave a camera so that they both can use. Liv said to Kaylor that she bought a camera from England, and now Kaylor went to ask for the camera that they said they would have used. Both of them would have used. So Kaylor went to ask for that camera the brand was supposed to lend to her. They told her now that they already gave it to Liv. Come to find out, it was the same camera Liv claimed to have purchased, and now Kaylor feels like Liv lies and she cannot trust her. I'm pretty sure there is an explanation for that too. It's like so petty to me. But anyways, the cast start coming in. We see so many familiar faces. But let's zoom in on Kendall talking to this girl, and it was really looking like she was putting pressure on him, letting him know she's interested. But he wasn't really giving that kind of energy. But from what we know and from what the streets are saying, Kendall isn't into colored women. Girls, step away from that man. Kaylor finally arrives and leaves hyping her up while she's getting her pictures taken. Anyways, they head over to meet the cast, and she kind of ignores Liv when she comes in. She goes over to greet all of the other cast. Then Connor and Aaron reach, and so Kaylor, Kendall, JaNa, and Leah, they're standing over on a side, watching the interaction when Connor comes in, and Connor too doesn't greet Kenny. Leah in her confessional feels like they need to just move on already. It doesn't make sense. Leah, I get it, but you cannot tell someone how to feel, especially because you're not JaNa. You also didn't experience what she experienced, so you can only understand or try to understand from her perspective, but you have no right to tell her that she needs to move on. It's been a year. So some of them are kind of making it way too obvious, and clearly Kaylor still has feelings for Aaron. She wants to approach him but doesn't know how to. The girl is so nervous to go and speak to Aaron. JaNa is praying for her. And I'm just like, what is happening? What is going on? Kaylor finally gets the courage to head over to talk to Aaron. And I personally wouldn't be going up to no man. He comes to me. Here we say, I don't walk on man. Alright? I literally said that to my husband when we met for the first time. And guess what? He walked up to me and we're married, period. Me now walk up on no man, okay? So she brings him his drink and he says that he hasn't had a drink in 6 months. She's like, oh my God, I'm already making you drink. They decide to talk, but Kaylor said her heart is heavy. She doesn't want to talk to him in this setting, which translates to she wants to cry. She doesn't want everyone to see her crying over him still. She then invites him to her apartment. She's like, you want to see my crib? She's like, I'm not asking you to spend the night. He said, I think this is a bad idea. This is the second time you've been inviting this man to somewhere private and he's telling you, I think it's a bad idea. They're making it as awkward as possible. They both share that their parents show them each other's social media posts. Aaron says that he wasn't going to talk to her because he doesn't want to ruin her night. He then proceeds to apologize to her for everything that he put her through. She then tells him that she doesn't want him to feel like crap, but felt like he could have been a man and stood up. Do regular people curse that much? Because I swear to you, there was literally a curse word in every single line. Whew, that's too much. Anyways, she says to him, you said you love me. Why don't you just tell me what was going on up front? Aaron says he felt like he had already dug himself so deep. He didn't want to ruin the experience. He then says that once Liv came around, she went extreme and she flipped. She became a different person around Liv. Liv was gassing up Kaylor to be a certain type of way. And for him, he knew the relationship was done at that point. I kind of was picking up that he felt like Liv was influencing Kaylor to be a certain type of way. She says she wanted him to be honest and they agreed to be civil with each other. She tells him, thank you because you taught me to stand up for myself. He then asked her if she's happy. She said no. And that was the most honest response from Kaylor, because it's quite obvious that she's very unhappy and I feel like she should have dealt with whatever is happening to her instead of projecting it on Liv. Connor finally asked Kenny to speak. He says that they were cool and he felt an energy shift from Kenny and also noticed that he unfollowed him, so he's asking him what's that about. Kenny tells him, look, you disrespected my girl and you've never apologized for it. Then you go on a podcast and start talking a bunch of crap about her. Baby, Connor swallowed his words. He was gagged. Period. He didn't know what to say because how do you think you're going to go on a podcast and say those things about my girl and think that we're going to be cool? No, you have something else coming for you. So yeah, Kenny get him. So Kenny's telling her, you don't like her, then why are you talking about her? He's like, oh, it wasn't my intention. It was exactly your intention, Connor. Let's just be real. He said he doesn't think negative things about JaNa and how they wanted to talk about JaNa only. And he answered, not really thinking. Well, Connor, if that was the case, you could have said you don't want to talk about JaNa. Or even better, you could have chosen to not speak negatively about her. Kenny tells him, even in the villa, I know it's been a year, but you could have even been honest with her at that point. For me, it's a pattern with you, Connor. He didn't say that, but I'm saying it's a pattern with him. Kenny said, though, yeah, it's been a year. You've had time to apologize to her, but you didn't. Connor said he hasn't had the opportunity to do so. He says he DM'd JaNa, and we did see a text thread that he did reach out to JaNa. He said he wanted to talk to her face to face because he knows that she's upset. And baby, when he was saying that, JaNa came and she snatched her man up real quick. She's like, babe, let's go. Period. So JaNa and Kenny are now talking. Kenny said that he came up to talk to me because he felt bad. And JaNa was like, as he should. Kenny tells her it's been a year. He's had a year to apologize and he still hasn't. And lets her know that Connor did say he DM'd her. She said he didn't, but that could have been based on the way she has her Instagram set up. Sometimes your settings can prevent people from just reaching out unless if you go in to check and see messages that you have to approve. And I don't feel like she's going to put in all of that energy and effort into checking in her DMs. She also said it. Anyway, it's JaNa, Kendall, Leah, and Kaylor standing together. And she's like, I'm not okay. And here comes the bashing Liv train. Kaylor said that she's upset because she asked Liv if she was getting glam for the first episode. Liv said no, and bam, they got to the restaurant. They started filming, and Liv was in full glam. She brings up the boyfriend's birthday party and also the camera situation to the rest of the crew. Leah tells her, girl, you are your own person, so you shouldn't be tied to anyone. That comment flew over her head because she didn't understand what Leah was trying to tell her. So she finally talks to Liv. She's saying how she was crying all morning about the dinner situation, and it was clearly a misunderstanding. Liv said that the party did get cancelled. They went to dinner, and Kendall just happened to be at the same place they were having dinner. She brings up the glam. Liv's like, girl, we're going on national television. It's common sense to me that we're going to get glam. I'm not going to be telling you every little thing that I'm doing. Well, so Liv says, well, let's talk about you getting a spray tat. Did you tell me? And at this point, it's just so childish. It's tit for tat. Then Kendall comes by. Liv asks him if she invited him out, and he's like, no, he didn't. So Liv clarifies the situation with the camera. She said the brand told her, do not say anything to Kaylor. And so she just made up a story because they told her not to tell Kaylor. Come to find out, the brand went and told Kaylor that they already gave Liv the camera. Again, simple miscommunication. Liv said she apologized to Kaylor. What does she want from me? Kaylor goes off on Liv, saying her friendship was only convenient to Liv and how she hasn't been there for her. She calls her a shitty friend and she walks away. Now, I kind of feel like Kaylor is unhappy, first of all, and now Liv is in a relationship. She's probably not spending as much time as she was with Kaylor, and Kaylor kind of feels like Liv owes her something because she gave her a place to stay. She wore her clothes. She did things for her when she came to America and she had no one. And now she feels like Liv has to give her back all of that time, effort, and energy that she did. Friends do things for each other all the time. I don't have to repay you for doing anything for me, especially if you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. Anyways, child, Kaylor says she wants to be like PPG. She and Liv should be like PPG. I feel like Kaylor is misreading everything and she needs to go heal and come back because the things you said to Liv was totally uncalled for, and that's not what friends do. Now, there's going to be plenty more of Kaylor and her shenanigans, but what do you think about this episode? Did you miss PPG? In this situation with Kaylor and Liv, are you team Kaylor or are you team Liv in this situation? I want to know all of your thoughts on this episode, so let's talk about it in the comments. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.